Hello guys, myself Sunanda. In this video lecture, we'll be discussing some JEE questions from the chapter solution. So this is the part 1, and here we will discuss some questions from concentration and Henry's and Rawls law. So the first question is to calculate the amount of sugar required to prepare 2 liter of 0.1 molar aqueous solution. So the molarity, like the concentration is here in terms of molarity. And the two things, thus the two things here we should know is the molarity formula and then the number of moles formula. Fine. So like the number of moles can be obtained if we know the relation of molarity, volume and number of mole, which is molarity is equal to number of moles of solute divided by the volume of solution in liter. Then when we will multiply this and get number of mole, which will be 0.2 mole here. After that we have to calculate the amount of sugar required from the equation. Number of mole is equal to weight of the sugar that is required divided by the molar mass of the sugar. So we have to calculate the molar mass of the sugar also. So the molar mass of the sugar will be 342 gram per mole. If we will calculate where the carbon mass is 12, so 12 into 12, then for hydrogen it's 22 into 1, and then for oxygen it's 11 into 16, so we will get 342 gram per mole. If we will multiply 342 gram per mole with 0.2 mole, then we will get 68.4 gram. Okay, so the correct option will be C. So for this type of questions, we should know first the formula for this concentration, that is molarity. Then we should know how to from mole, like what are the relations between the number of mole of a substance, then the weight for the particular solution or for the particular mixture, and then the molar mass of the substance. The next question is based on Rawls law, where we know that two liquids will be there which are volatile in nature, and then we will calculate the total pressure of over the solution for those two liquids, right? So here they have given the vapor pressure of pure liquid A and B as 400 and 600 mmHg at 298 Kelvin. Then they said when they will mix both the liquids, the initial volumes, like the sum of their initial volumes will be is equal to the final volume. So we can say that it is an ideal gas. After that they said the mole fraction of the liquid B is 0.5 in the mixture. Fine. So from the question, from the question we know that we are just mixing these two components. So it is a binary mixture. We can thus say that the mole fraction of A and mole fraction of B will have a summation 1, right? I mean XA plus XB will be 1. So as we have XB, we can calculate XA, and that will also be is equal to 0.5. So now we are having P naught A, P naught B, XA and XB. From Rawls law, we can calculate the total pressure over the solution by adding the partial pressure of A and the partial pressure of B over the solution, right? So the partial pressure of A will be actually directly proportional to the mole fraction. So we can write here the mole fraction of A multiplied to the vapor pressure of the pure liquid plus mole fraction of B multiplied to its vapor pressure of pure liquid, right? So we will get 500 mmHg by substituting all these values. Now we know that these are volatile liquids, right? So as these are the volatile liquids, they will be present in the vapor phase also. Fine, they will get evaporated easily from the surface and they will be present in the vapor phase. So the solute or the component will be in equilibrium in the solution phase and in the vapor phase. So we can write the partial pressure which is the XA multiplied to its vapor pressure in pure form will be is equal to the partial pressure, the total pressure multiplied to its mole fraction in the vapor phase or the gaseous form, right? So from this relation we can calculate the YA and YB, which are actually the mole fraction of components A and B in vapor phase, right? So now we have P total, then we have XA and P naught A, so we can calculate YA. So substituting the values, we will get Ya as 0.4. Now as we have these two components only in the vapor phase, also like we have in the liquid phase, we can just subtract from 1 minus Ya will give us the value of Yb. Fine. So calculating Yb will be actually the waste of time in JEE like entrances, because you will have a lot of questions to do, right? So you just have to subtract it. So these are the tricks you should know, and then you should use your time effectively in those entrances. Fine. So the right answer here will be 500 mmHg. So from this discussion, we understood that the first thing we should know is the total pressure, which can be written in terms of the summation of the partial pressure, and the partial pressure can be written in terms of mole fraction and the vapor pressure of the pure liquids. Then as the solution and the vapor phase, I mean the liquid phase and the vapor phase are in the equilibrium, we can equate and the partial pressure, and then we can get the value of the mole fraction in the vapor phase also, right? Okay, so this was the question from Rawls law. The third question here is from the Henry's law. The question is, which one of the following statements regarding Henry's law is not correct? Fine. So first we will know what is Henry's law. Henry's law, actually, like Henry from different observations said that the partial pressure of the gas over the solution will be directly proportional to the solubility, and the solubility he said in terms of mole fraction. And then he introduced a constant which is Henry's constant, and said P, that is the partial pressure, will be is equal to Kh multiplied to the mole fraction of the solute. Fine. So this is the equation he proposed. Okay, now we will go through the options. The first one is, higher the value of Kh at a given pressure, higher is the solubility of the gas in liquids. Okay, so it's saying that the pressure will be constant, right? And then if we will increase the value of Kh, then X should increase. But if we will see the equation, then if we will keep the P constant, then with increase of Kh, the X should decrease, right? I mean the solubility should decrease. So this is not correct, and the question is for the incorrect option only. So this will be the answer. Okay, so this will be the answer for a single correct type. If it is for multiple correct type, the options 2, 3 and 4 also to be like considered, right? So the second option here is, different gases have different Kh values at the same temperature. We know this is correct because different gases will have different type of interactions, and thus different kind of volatilities. So Kh will differ. So this is correct. Then the third option is, the partial pressure of gas in vapor phase is proportional to the mole fraction of gas in the solution. So this is only the equation that has been proposed by Henry. So this is also correct. Then the third one is, I mean the fourth option is, the value of Kh increases with increase of temperature, and Kh is the function of the nature of gases. So this is also correct. Thus the only correct answer here is option A, or the option 1. Then the fourth question here is from the Rawls law. Here we also have taken liquid A and B, and here they also formed an ideal solution, fine, and the temperature was 350 Kelvin. The vapor pressure for pure A and B are given as 7 into 10 raised to power 3 Pascal and 12 into 10 raised to power 3 Pascal. Fine, and then they said the mole fraction, I mean the mole percentage of A is 0.4. So from this question, we can say that the XA will be 0.4, right? Because the mole percent is 40, so it's 0.4. Then XB will be what? 1 minus 0.4, so it will be 0.6. Now from the Rawls equation, that is PT is equal to, this is T, I mean the P total vapor pressure over the solution is equal to the partial pressure of 1 plus partial pressure of 2. Then substituting the partial pressure in terms of XA and the vapor pressure of the pure liquid, if we will take 1 as A and 2 as B, fine. it will be xb, and then we will multiply it with p naught b, right. So substituting the values, we will get the value of p total. Now from p total, we will take the equation which is similar to this one, that is xa p naught will be is equal to ya pt, and here ya is the vapor pressure, ya is the mole fraction in the vapor phase, right. So as the options here are given in terms of xa and xp for the vapor phase, we can change the mole fractions for the liquid phase, considering them as x dash a, x dash b. Okay. So now this will be is equal to xa multiplied to the total pressure, fine. So from here we can calculate the value of xa and xp. So the second option is correct. Now again here we have a question from Henry's law. So this question says, for the solution of gases W, X, Y and Z in water at 298 Kelvin, the Henry's law constants are 0.5, 2, 35 and 40 kilobar. So the unit of pressure here is kilobar, right? Okay. So we have to see the plot. The first thing here is like we are not taking the mole fraction of gas, we are taking here in the x axis the mole fraction of water, right. Okay. But in the Henry's law, we know the partial pressure, the solubility and partial pressure relation are for the mole fraction of the solute, right. So here we are taking the mole fraction of the solvent instead of solute in this particular graph. So we know that P is equal to actually KH multiplied by mole fraction, right. So KH is the slope here. So we can say that the slope here will be lowest for W, then X, then Y and then Z, right, because it's 0.5, 2, 35 and 40. So the slope will be the slope will also be like the slope will be shown in this particular graph when we will plot it like y is equal to mx. Okay. So if we will consider the total pressure, it will be is equal to the partial pressure of the liquid, that is your water W, plus the partial pressure of the solute or the gas, we can say W, X, Y and Z. Okay. So now if we will write it in the term of partial pressure of W, we can write it P total minus P of gas, fine. So P of gas can be written as K of KH multiplied by X, fine. And we know the partial pressure here will also be directly proportional to its mole fraction. So we will take this equation as y is equal to C minus mx. So the slope will be negative. So these options are not correct. 2 and here 4. So the correct option can be 1 and 3 because the slope here should be negative, right? Minus because of minus m. Now we can say that like with the values of the slope or values of the kh, we will get the plot for the respective gases. So the correct answer will be option A, because here we are having the lowest slope for W, then X, then for Y and then for Z. So this is the last question. This is from the molarity concept. Okay. So the question is, the mole fraction of a solvent in aqueous solution of a solute is 0.8, and and we have to calculate the molality of the aqueous solution. Fine. So here we have the mole fraction of the solvent in the aqueous solution. The mole fraction is given as 0.8. Fine. So if we will consider the total mole to be 1, then we can say the mole fraction of solute to be 0.2, because we have to just subtract 1 minus xb to get xa, which is the mole fraction of the solute. So this will be 0.2. Now, molality we know is the number of mole of solute divided by weight of solvent in terms of kg. I mean the unit will be kilogram, right? So, if we will now substitute the number of mole of like solute as 0.2 mole, then we will like substitute the value of weight of solvent, then we can get the molality. So, from the question we can we can say that the solvent here is water, right? Because it's given aqueous solution, so the solvent is water, and we know the weight can be calculated in terms of number of mole. I mean when the number of mole is given, we can like multiply the number of mole into the molar mass to get the weight of the solvent. So here the number of mole given is 0.8, and we know the molar mass of water is 18 gram per mole. And then as we have the solvent weight here in terms of gram, we just have to multiply the whole thing to 10 raised to power 3 gram per kg to get the like molality in terms of kilogram. So, if we will calculate this thing, we will get 13.88 mole kg inverse, which is the unit for the molality, fine. So, the answer will be 3. So, in this like particular video lecture, we have we have considered the question from molality, then Henry's law and Raoult's law. So, in the next lecture, we will discuss more about the colligative properties, and then if you will have any more doubts or any more questions, you can ask me in the comment section. I can also get separate video lecture for them. Thank you.